Welcome to Frontline Focus, your trusted source for breaking news and in-depth reporting. On January 3, 2026, the United States launched one of the most dramatic and unprecedented military operations in Latin America in recent decades. This operation quickly dominated global headlines and caused a wave of political, social, and diplomatic reactions worldwide. At the center of this operation was the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, by U.S. forces, an event that shocked both Venezuelan citizens and the international community. The news broke early in the morning when President Donald Trump addressed the nation from the White House, declaring the operation's success and framing it as a decisive action against international crime and corruption. The announcement was delivered with gravitas, as Trump emphasized that this was not merely a political maneuver, but a combination of military precision and law enforcement intended to bring Maduro to justice for long-standing criminal allegations. The image of Trump standing at the podium, U.S. flags behind him, with a serious expression, symbolized both American authority and the gravity of the situation. Breaking news outlets immediately broadcast live coverage, with visuals of the White House press room, military symbols, and ticker headlines emphasizing phrases like U.S. strikes Venezuela and Maduro captured. Analysts began interpreting this as a historical precedent. Never before had the United States directly removed a sitting foreign head of state in Latin America through a coordinated military and law enforcement operation. The announcement also created a strong narrative of urgency and action. Citizens in the United States and worldwide were informed that the situation was fluid, that the operation was meticulously planned, and that additional actions might be required to stabilize Venezuela. Social media erupted with reactions ranging from excitement among pro-U.S. audiences to outrage and condemnation from Maduro supporters and international observers who criticized the operation as a violation of sovereignty. This first part of the story establishes the dramatic entry of the news, where viewers and readers immediately understand the magnitude of the operation, the central figures involved, and the tense atmosphere surrounding the unfolding events. The visuals for a video could include the White House podium, serious expressions on Trump's face, and dramatic lighting to heighten the sense of urgency.
The rationale behind the U.S. operation against Venezuela was a combination of law, enforcement priorities, and geopolitical strategy. For several years, Nicolás Maduro's government had been under U.S. scrutiny for allegations, including drug trafficking, narco-terrorism, and systemic corruption. Multiple indictments had been issued against Maduro and other top officials, dating back to 2020, with substantial rewards offered for their arrest. U.S. officials argued that Maduro's government had long functioned as a hub for illegal narcotics operations that not only fueled crime in the region, but also had global ramifications. Reports suggested that Venezuela's military and political apparatus collaborated with transnational drug cartels, enabling the production, trafficking, and distribution of cocaine and other illegal substances to the United States and beyond. Trump framed the operation as an enforcement of international justice, not merely a political intervention. The narrative presented to the public emphasized that the United States had exhausted diplomatic avenues, imposed sanctions, and sought international cooperation. But the Maduro regime continued to evade accountability. By portraying the operation as targeting criminal activity rather than politics alone, the U.S. sought to gain both domestic and international support. Additionally, the operation carried a geopolitical subtext. Venezuela has historically been a strategic player in Latin America due to its oil reserves, its alliances with countries like Russia, Iran, and China, and its role in regional politics. Removing Maduro from power and stabilizing the country under a U.S.-friendly interim government could potentially reshape energy markets, regional alliances, and influence in the Western Hemisphere. For video visualization, this part could include maps highlighting Venezuela, symbolic representations of drug trafficking routes, and U.S. flags or law enforcement imagery, combined with dramatic lighting to communicate the gravity of the operation. The goal is to convey both the legal justification and strategic reasoning behind the intervention.